enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha, the benefit for all sentient beings. I go for refuge and become enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha, the benefit for all sentient beings. I go for refuge and become enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations, practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and become enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye jo da zoge jo nam la janju bardo dane gyapsu che dage chin so kebe sonam tola benjir sanye du barajo sanye jo da zoge jo nam la janju bardo dane gyapsu che dage chin so kebe sonam ge tola benjir sanye du barajo sanye jo da zoge Chanjo bardo dane gyapso che dage jinso kebe sonam dola benjir sanje rubare sho Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha. All phenomena are some causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Okay, just for information that we'll have 2 sessions now and the after break. And then afternoon, we will have questions session with a very brief offering. What we did yesterday, similar thing we'll do here, but very brief. And we'll spend more time on the question answers. If you have questions, feel free to bring them up during the 3rd session, which means afternoon at 3 o'clock. Yes, 3 o'clock. Okay, question answers, and then we'll end with the little bit of a brief offering. And meanwhile, I also like to inform you that if there are people who are leaving before the 3rd session, please let me know that I have bought some bracelets, and the bracelets are souvenir for all of us, for all the participants. So our bracelets, you can take the bracelet with you. If you're leaving this afternoon or second session, let me know. Then I'll give you before that. So just meet me before you leave for to the airport or train station, wherever. Just for information. And meanwhile, let us turn to dependent origination and emptiness, a compilation of excerpts, page number 213. And I do sense that some of you are applying for the enlightened certificate course, and so those who already did enlightened master's course or doing NMC2, NDC4, and so if you're doing NDC4 and NMC2, then just see some earlier, those who do NMC1, they do NMC2, they also do that NDC1, 2, 3, for all. There's some of them, but the NCC2 is slightly different. That yes, there's going to be intro, and once in a while I do come to give teachings, but the majority, like 60%, 56% of the teachings are going to be online, not online, recording. The recordings of the earlier teachings which I gave, and then we have Mr. Dipesh, the Dinshugela, who will do the more like the questions and sessions or the reviews with the participants, and then then once in a while, again, I'll come to either take questions or to give a summary of whatever we are to cover in the next 1 month and so forth. So this is how it's going to be like. This is to bridge somebody to NDC 5, to connect 1 to NDC 5 for that purpose. Because that when first we His Holiness the Dalai Lama so kindly blessed and launched the first program, the master's course. And then with this, it is a long number of years. It involves number of years, 5 years, 5 to 6 years, and because of which, the in between, people are again requesting for enrollment, and which is way difficult because the people who apply, even if you are we try to be compassionate, but they will get lost and they stop the Dhamma studies altogether. So we see more harm than benefit. So we introduce the end of the program, 1 year program, Narendra Diploma course. Again, with 1 year program, again is a problem. Again, after 6 months, 7 months, again people say, please give me enrollment. Again, think that either it slows down the flow of the main class or you will get lost. So again, we started NCC, 6 months program. So therefore, if whatever possible way you can inform as many others to give the information, they don't join, that's up to the individual. Because that when people don't get the information, and in the midway if they get the information, then they make the request. It's so difficult for us to say no to somebody who is eager to learn dharma, and to say yes, it can potentially harm more harm than a benefit. So because of this, if we can spread the message as early as possible, then people will decide to do, not do. If they don't do, then there's no problem. Everybody is their choice. But if they don't get the information, that is very sad part. They don't get the information, and finally, they come to know about it. It's too late. Okay, so for this, if you know of people who are interested in Dharma, we just inform them. Then up to them. They like join, not join. That's the individual. Okay. So with this in mind, let's turn to page 213. This collection is extremely important, which we're reading now. By the way, for information, that this book is extremely important. You will not find this book even in the Amazon, not in the bookshops, no in Amazon. This is the purely published by Tibet House, and then the how you are getting it for free is because of a very generous the donors from Singapore, Brother Elvin and Sister Christy, two of them, a couple. They categorically told the told Tibet House that they'll be very happy to sponsor the publications of this book, extra books for those who are attending the retreats. So wherever we come to the retreats, and the participants, they are given this book free because of their generous offering. So let us pray for their long life and for their successful Dhamma practice. And this one thing. And then otherwise, the point is that this book you will not find it anywhere. And this book is like almost 20 years of effort. 20 years. How it triggered was that initially it was that when I was translating for His Holiness the Dalai Lama for about like 6 years, and many of the texts His Holiness taught, the short text on sutras, and the commentators, the compositions, and likewise the Tibetan compositions, short texts, which are extremely important. When I was translating, I should make sure that I had those in English, and those which are already available and good translations, I use them directly, and those which are not available, and then I translate myself. So this is how the original the materials came from that. Then also in particular this section, dependent origin emptiness, His Holiness when the teaching emptiness, there are many points which His Holiness cites so often. So of course, His Holiness being the enlightened, extremely learned, and the experienced great master, and what he cited most often, they will all put them together and put this in the form of this compilation. Then the next part is that alongside this, then in the course of many years, which I find as important, and I also keep adding them. So this is like many years. It involves evolution over the span of 20 years. So this is extremely helpful book, and the people who are into Dharma for many years, English language dependent, the Dharma practitioners, after 10, 20 years, they see this book, they see that we have been actually looking for such a book like this. This is exactly what I've been waiting to see the last 10, 20 years. So this is the book, what you have in your hand. Okay, with this in mind, let's recite the following verses together. The first passage I'd like to explain, the remaining gradually you just look through these and they will be hopefully self-explanatory. It's mostly on emptiness. There was some emptiness, and many of the sections you can use for your personal practice, and you can memorize them as well. And in fact, some of the practitioners here, as well as doing NDC and NMC1, who did NMC1, do NMC2, many of them have many of these passages by heart. Okay, so you can also use them, and for that you can learn them by heart. So the first passage, and the Buddha is comparing between the two bodhisattvas. A bodhisattva who had been on the path for many eons, many lifetimes, but without the wisdom of emptiness. And the bodhisattva who freshly became a bodhisattva, but with the wisdom of emptiness. So Buddha is comparing the two in ways of accumulation merit. And the bodhisattva freshly became bodhisattva just today, and then but with wisdom and emptiness, the merit that this bodhisattva accumulates versus the merit accumulated bodhisattva without wisdom and emptiness, but being bodhisattva for like many times, compared to the bodhisattva that the merit accumulated by the bodhisattva with the wisdom and emptiness far excels the merit accumulation of the bodhisattva, although have been on the path for many lifetimes, but without wisdom and emptiness. So this tells us
that how important it is for it to realize emptiness. And if you really feel that that the that I need to look for a real purpose of life, like where our distress, misery, depression, so forth, they come to an end eternally, where my happiness expands exponentially. So if this is who you are, if you come to discover that this is what I'm seeing, what you are seeing, then I would say the wisdom emptiness is so precious. And I would say that even amongst the Tibetans and also Ladakis, and so they are born in this culture of wisdom emptiness and bodhicitta, but how many of them actually heard about the real wisdom bodhicitta, real wisdom emptiness? You meet them, you come to know. You ask, just if you go to Ladakh or if you go to Dharamsala, you meet with Tibetans and Ladakhis. Very casually, straight, you just ask them, what is bodhicitta? Most likely they will say, good heart, compassion, finish. And what is good heart? Is compassion. What is compassion? Good heart, right? Is around this. So they have no clarity. So therefore, let us not take for granted. Oh, this is so obvious. I just happened to bump into root institute, and then there's a bodhicitta Western maintenance. It seems like so easy. So this says purely your karma, my karma, that we are together here. Because of this, and that there is this beautiful center here, that all because of this, that we get this chance. Okay, with this mind, let's recite the following. Dependent origination and emptiness, a compilation of excerpts from sutras and treatises for meditation on emptiness. Gift of Youth Ratna Sutra. Manjushri, whoever listens even with doubt to this teaching on emptiness generates much greater merit than a bodhisattva who, lacking skill in means, practices the six perfections for 100,000 eons. This being so, what need is there to say anything about a person who listens to this teaching without doubt? What need is there to say anything about a person who imparts the scripture in writing, memorizes it, and so teaches the thought in an extensively to others? The treasure of the One Das Gone Sutra. Any person who possessing all these 10 great virtues enters into the teaching of selflessness and has faith and conviction that all phenomena are from the beginning pure of the true existence does not go to a bad rebirth. Chapter on Subduing Devil Sutra. If any bhikshu realizes that all phenomena are absolutely pacified of inherent existence and the beginning of defilements is devoid of self-nature, it will remove the guilt of the having defilements and make unstable the defilements, thus deeming even the immeasurable negativity is dysfunctional, let alone the secondary wrongs done associated with the ethics and rituals. Arideva's 400 verses on the middle way. Those with less merit will not even have a doubt with this Dhamma of ultimate reality. Should an inquiry ever arise in someone, it will shatter samsara into pieces. Acharya Dharmakirti's commentary in Vedic. One is liberated through the view of emptiness. The rest of the meditations are for the sake of that. Bodhisattva Shantideva's guided to Bodhisattva of life. All of these branches of practices were taught by the Buddha for the sake of wisdom. Therefore, those who wish to pacify suffering should regenerate this wisdom. Acharya Dharmakirti's Acharya Chandrakirti's entry in the middle way. Even as an ordinary being, when hearing about emptiness, if one experiences with an utter joy again and again, tears flowing from such pure joy moisten one's eyes, and one's hair stands on end, one has received the wisdom of full awakening. Ubali Request Sutra. The various delightful flowers blossom, and the sparkling supreme golden apple stands so enduring. For none of these is their creator. They are posited by the power of thought. It is through the conceptualization that the world is imputed. Bhikkhuni Vajira's utterance in a fundamental vehicle sutra. The mind is demonic, which views a true self. You have a wrong view. Those composition aggregates are empty. There is no being in them. Just as one designates a card in dependence upon a collection of parts, so we assert in the convention as sentient being in dependence upon aggregates. Venerable Shavara's writings. Searching for reality throughout space, one finds not the periphery nor the center. All perception cease completely. Likewise, through a thorough search of mind and phenomena, one finds not even an atom of essence. Since the searching mind is not found, not seeing anything is seeing the reality. Sensara has a writing. So this is very beautiful. The need for us to have the two wings, the wing of the compassion and the wing of the wisdom. And if any of these two is missing, then the other cannot really fulfill your aspiration. By entering into emptiness but devoid of compassion, one will not find the supreme path. By meditating upon compassion alone, one will not attain liberation but remain in samsara. The one capable of grasping the unity of the two will not remain in samsara nor abide in present nirvana. King of Concentration Sutra. Just as in the dream of a young girl, she met with a boy and saw his death. Joyous was she at the meeting and anguished at his death, you all phenomena as thus. Arjuna's fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Ceasing on karma's afflictions is nirvana. Karma's afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaboration of grasping into existence. Mental elaborations cease by into emptiness. Neither the aggregates nor different from the aggregates. The aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata does not possess the aggregates, whereas the Tathagata. That which dependent originates is posited to end to independent existence. That being dependent is designated is the middle way. Since there is no phenomenon, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Or in Nagarjuna's precious garden, if the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, not all of them, was a person out of those. Just as just as a person is not truly existent because of being an aggregation of the six elements, these elements also is not truly existent as they are aggregations of their own constituents. Dharma Samgiti Sutra. Forms appear as a mass of form. Feelings resemble bubbles in water, and discriminations like a mirage. Mental formations are like planting trees. Consciousness is like the magical illusion, so taught Surya Mitra. Nagarjuna's commentary on awakening mind. Those who understand this emptiness of phenomena, yet also conform to the law of karma and its results, that is more amazing than amazing, that is more wondrous than wondrous. There was 400 verses on the middle way. When dependent arising is seen, ignorance does not occur. Thus, through all efforts, strive to find the subject. His Holiness, the seventh Dalai Lama in shower. A song of the four mindfulnesses, a guide of the guide to the view of the middle way. At the crossroads of the six collections of consciousness that have diverse perceptions are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena which are based as. This is a magical show that is by nature deceptive. Don't believe them to be true, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the nature of appearance emptiness. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the nature of appearance emptiness. The sphere of appearing and existing phenomena is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. There is an ineffable ultimate reality. View this nature emptiness through abandoned mental contrivances. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the ambience of reality. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the ambience of reality. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dharma land of snows. Venerable Marbalo Zawa Shebe Dorji and so on, host of the precious Kagyu, the sources of blessings, the chain of non-excellent masters of this outstanding tradition. To you all I pray, may the Buddha Dharma of the land of snows blaze forevermore. All phenomena encompassing samsara and nirvana are but the radiance of spontaneous awareness. Awareness itself, devoid of elaborations, is realized in the nature of Dharmakaya. Pervading all existences and appearances of samsara and nirvana is the great Mahamudra, when the Buddha Dhamma of the land of snows plays forevermore. Arjuna's praise of Dhammadadu. Impermanent, suffering, and empty, they read that purify the mind. The Dhamma that is unsurpassed in purifying the mind is the law of intrinsic nature. Concluding prayer from Lama Tsongkhapa's Ocean of Reasoning, a commentary on Nagarjuna, the fundamental of the middle way. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the Majeshri and be able to uphold the Dhamma in general and the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even in the course of my life. Shiri Heruka, Shiri Heruka, Shiri Heruka. He is the selfless phenomena, the emptiness of the mind that which is source of everything, as it is impurity of causal nature. Ru is the selfless of person, the emptiness of the self that is fabricated by web conceptual thought that grasps at the self of persons. Ka is the ultimate reality, the absence of dissonant duality of subject and object. Here is the non-dual exalted wisdom that abides in congruence with the emptiness of the object. This is the meaning of Evam. Okay. Okay, let me just quickly share with you a little bit about the how, say, the samsara is created. How samsara is created. Um, in the first place, is there anybody who likes to share with us what is samsara? Huh? Anyone? Yes. Miseries. Anyone else? Yes. Cycle of involuntary birth, lack of freedom. Yes. Mundane world. Anyone else? Yes. Mark. Uncontrollable rebirth. Very good. Okay. So this all put together gives a good impression of what samsara is. So let us see that how the dream comes into existence. So oftentimes we give the example of dream. How in dream we have no freedom, lack of freedom. So what we said, remember, what we said is that with dream we don't have the freedom to choose the dream, which is lack of freedom. Lack of freedom is suffering or misery, and the misery is samsara. This is what he said. So, but this, say, how the dream occurs, and on that basis, how all our miseries happen. Let's say that the by the way, how many of you have noticed when you put your head on a pillow and then the falling asleep is in the first place? How many of you notice that you are now falling asleep? Huh? In your, okay, now I'm falling, not when you're in the class, right? When you actually put your head on the pillow. In the class, you know that you're falling asleep, right? But when you actually put your head on the pillow, then I can't have sleep. I'm not falling asleep. I'm not falling asleep. There's a problem there. And at times, okay, now I see that I'm falling asleep. Falling asleep, next says, okay, now the dream is coming. How many notice that? Now the dream is coming. Sharipama? Niranjana? Okay, now the dream is coming. Okay, how does it happen? Now the dream is coming. Now the dream came. This is different. Dream is coming. How is that like? No, the point is, dream is coming. In other words, dream is being formed. So what is the process like? Okay. Uh, what's the process like? So that is, okay, it comes, now I'm going to experience it, and it's not real. That is a different story. What's the process? For example, say how's the food made? The food comes and I enjoy it. No, this is not how the food is made. Food made means the process. First you put the oil, then you chop the onion, put the onion, tomato, then put the, so this process. Okay, good. Yes, over there. Stream of stream of thinking. Images come. No, what's the process of image coming? Image is a dream. What's the process of image coming? Okay. So so what we do is that the say first, do you agree with me? I'm just going to cut it short. Do you agree with me that what if it's a process? First you fall asleep, and your mind starts to create the dream. You agree? You agree? If you agree, raise hands. Okay. Your mind. Step one. Your mind creates the dream. Number one. Step two. Step two. you are unaware that your mind is creating the dream. Step 2. You agree? If possible, don't just say yes, yes. Note it down, right?
We create the dream. Step 1. Step 2. We are unaware that we are creating the dream. We are unaware that we create. Your mind is creating the dream. Number 2. Number 3. Whether you are unaware that you create the dream appears as objectively real. It's coming from the object, not from the mind. Number 3. This is all logically can be seen in this particular sequence. Number 1, verse number 1, your mind creates the dream. And see if it makes sense to you. When you're trying to say it makes sense to you, you are progressing in your intelligence. Your intelligence is in sharpening. And the skill and articulation happens when your mind creates a dream. Number 2, you are unaware that your mind is creating it. Number 2, you agree with me or not? That you are unaware that you are creating a dream. Rare cases are there. Out of 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, maybe one can be aware that they, okay, now I'm creating, my mind is creating a dream. Otherwise, 99% of the people, you create a dream and you are unaware that your mind is creating a dream. Number 3, whether you are unaware that your mind is creating a dream, the dream appears as objectively real. Right? Number 3. Because the dream appears objectively real, the dream appears as objectively real, you feel that the dream is fake, that the contents of the dream are affecting you. Right? Let me repeat it. You feel
that the contents of the dream means dream ghost. Dream ghosts are coming to affect you, right? Coming to scare you. This is number 4. Number 5, because that the dream contents they do appear to affect you, then you believe that they are affecting me, that they are actually affecting me. They appear to affect you, and you believe that they are affecting me, and then you react. Yes. The 4 is appear, 5 is you believe. Yes, and then you believe it to be effective. Right? Okay. So then you react. Number 6, you react. You react meaning that the ghost comes and you start running. You react to the stimulus. Okay. So when you run, there's so much of fear. You have to the struggle to breathe. All these problems are there. You're getting it? So miseries ensue. So this is how samsara operates. What is the first one? That your mind creates a dream. What is that? The self-grasping ignorance sees things as objectively real. It projects things as objectively real. You agree? Self-grasping ignorance, the first one. So the 6 steps that I talked related to dream, you apply this to the real life. How? Like your mind projects a dream, self-grasping ignorance projects things as objectively real. Because you are unaware that your mind is projecting it, you believe them to be real. Because you believe them to be real, then the object appears to affect you. And because the object appears to affect you, you believe that they're affecting me. And then you react. There is a karma. Because of this reaction, then the miseries ensue. This is how samsara operates. Okay. If you don't want, so from this simple 6 steps, what is the last one? That you miseries ensue. If you don't want to to experience the misery, what should you do? You should stop reacting. What is that? Contaminant karmas. Stop the contaminant karmas. So what makes you stop the contaminant karmas? That you should not believe that things are, the dream contents are affecting me. So for that, you have to stop the dream contents to appear as real. So how to the dream contents to appear as affecting you? So how to stop that? Stop believing that what you are seeing is the real. How to stop that? How to stop that? Chanjula? Dinshindra? Okay, that's a short. That's the last resort, right? Awareness of what? Okay, so what we said, don't forget the steps. So we went from step 1 through to 6. Now, okay, what is step 2? You're unaware, right? You're unaware. What is step 3? Objects appear. Objects appear as real. So if you don't want to have the objects appear as real, then you should be aware that the you should get rid of this unawareness that my mind is projecting it, right? So if you did loss of the control, believing that the not being aware that it's your projection. So if you want to stop this, what should you do? Stop the projection. How to stop the projection? How to stop the projection of the dream? No, to stop the projection in the dream. So how many had that nightmare in the dream where that this is so scary, I must stop it. Then what do? You deliberately try to shake your body. How many did that? You deliberately try to shake your body to wake engineer, you did it. How many times you do that? Many times. Okay, right? You shake your body. Shake your body to why you are shaking your body? To wake up. You're getting it? Just trying to wake up. Okay, so this is one thing that we need to keep in mind. If you can remember this process and then try to gain understanding of emptiness, that will be extremely helpful. Get a little bit of understanding emptiness. What I'm seeing is not the reality. What I'm seeing as male, female, or this the food, non-food, human being, tree, house, and so forth. They're just all projection from my own mind. From the object, there's nothing really there. All these differences are not there. When you get some conviction in this, then think of these 6 steps. They'll be extremely powerful. And then you will get a conviction that to really be liberated, if I don't see this, there's no freedom from samsara. You're getting it? That no matter what I do, meditation, right? Breathing meditation, then what? Sensation meditation, then what? Awareness meditation, and Bodhicitta meditation, tantric meditation, whatever you do, if you don't include this wisdom, there's no liberation. You continuously be in the dream. What's the problem with the dream? No freedom to choose the dream. You're getting it? No freedom to choose the dream. Okay. So this one thing. So in this connection, what I would say is that from what we read just now, okay, that is what is known as the, just show me which page is that, which we read just now. 2 and 3. Okay. 2 and 3, we see that the okay, if you look at page number 217, Ari Nagarjuna's Precious Garland, there are 2 verses there. And also there's one verse that I like to identify, which is extremely important. Is there anybody who can guess what I'm looking for? Is there anybody who can guess what I'm looking for? What am I looking for? Okay. Is there anybody who can guess what I was looking for? Azdaula? No. Anyone else? Chigmela? What am I looking for? Okay, I'm seeing, who can see my flow of my mind. You're getting it? Okay, Jigmela terribly failed. Jigmela terribly failed. Okay, now Drishti. Which verse? Which verse? Which verse meaning reading? Which verse? Which verse? Only those people who are with me for minimum 2-3 years can guess. Others cannot guess. You're getting it? You want to guess? Guess. But it's a waste of your time. I'm 100% sure that you will guess is wrong. Those who are with me for the last minimum 2-3 years, if you guess, I may listen. You're getting, meaning that I'll see if you guess correctly. Yes. No, I will not repeat it. I'll not repeat it. Anyone who can guess, anyone. Okay. Yes, I said no. Yes, William. No, no, no. Atiti. No, no, no. Okay, now let's see Chanjubla. No, no. Okay, Abhishekji, you let guess. No. Okay, now the people identify many things. Now one or two are left. Right? You say this one. Okay. So I'm just saying the some of the people who are with me for long, they can see what they can see what is going in my mind. They will see the Geshe, you are going to say this. Okay, page 215, the first verse, Upadi Request Sutra. This is so important. When you meditate on emptiness, you can start with this. You can start, not necessary. These are just this sutra that was the Buddha, and because of which this will be extremely beneficial to leave a special imprint of mind, and then you can go for the actual understanding. Page 215, the first verse, Upadi Request Sutra. Okay, let's say that emotions are triggered within us. Emotions triggered within us. For example, like go to a garden, you see beautiful flowers there, and you feel so enchanting, right? Beautiful flowers, so enchanting. You say, "Wow, it's amazing." And sometimes you go to different places, and you say, "Wow, this is amazing, amazing, wonderful." And you just say, then, for example, say. Okay, if I may say this, that this our engineer, she going around, she must be having in the headache everywhere. Look at this house. No, this is not how it should be built. This house, no, it should not be like this, right? She must be seeing all these defects. Yes, no. Yes. Say louder. Say it louder. Yes, what? Defects everywhere, right? Don't talk about this building, right? Okay, with Mahabodhi temple, she will not see because her mind is imbued with piety. All right, with piety, the devotion, that everything's so nothing else comes to our mind. Otherwise, everywhere, but this is wrong. This is a technical mistake. There's who's the architect? Who's the right? Yes, no, yes. So say when you see good things, like you go to her house, you see that wow, you'll feel that. You're getting it. You'll feel that's amazing. You'll feel just such a relief. Okay, but wait, what the Buddha taught that the various delightful flowers blossom and the sparkling supreme golden of an engineer above stands so alluring. For none of these is their creator. They're all coming from rejection, right? The engineers, the architects, they contributed, but they contributed to organize the atoms, right? Organize the atoms in one way, and the beauty and these things are actually what your mind projects. You're getting it? For none of these is their creator. They are posited a part of your own thought. It is through conceptualization that the world is imputed. It's amazing. Why the Buddha, the Prince Siddhartha, was not happy with the first with his, the two teachers. They not happy with the accomplishment that he gained with the help of the two teachers, was that he was not seeing the element. To see everything is coming from your mind. When you see that everything is them, they are posited a part of thought. It is through conceptualization of the thought that the whole world comes into existence. World is imputed. When you see this, then the true conviction comes to you that liberation is possible. Nirvana is possible. Buddhahood is possible. Till that point, no matter how sophisticated your meditation is just being in a part of another dream, a pleasant dream. A pleasant dream, still it has the element of pleasant dream, still it is an element of still is an element of still is an element of say it again. Lack of freedom. You don't have freedom to choose that dream. Pleasant dream, but you don't have freedom to choose the dream. That's a problem. You're getting it? Okay. So this stanza is so precious. Then you can move to stanza number 217. I'm not going to give all the stanzas because that many of you are new. You may get lost. You may feel a little overwhelmed. 217, verse number 3. If the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, not all of them, who is the person out of those? So this is what we do in the mornings, meditation. Yes, also we did that. And then some of you may have questioned that, yes, the person is not identifiable, the person disappears, but the elements are left. So elements must be existing objectively. So to resolve this problem, Arya Nagarjuna continued in the next verse. It says, just as a person is not truly existent, because of being an aggregation of the six elements, each element also is not truly existent. You're getting it? So now, telling the emptiness of the elements also, not only the person, emptiness of person, but the emptiness of the elements also. Each element also is not truly existent as they are aggregations of their own constituents. They're all made of, for example, the atoms. We talked about the atoms. So the person, the flower is just a bunch of atoms. Where's the flower? The flower disappears. What are the atoms? Even the atom is also, even the atom, when subject the atom to ultimate analysis, even the atom will also disappear because that atom is made of electrons, protons, neutrons. And electrons are not the atoms. And the proton is not an atom. So, and even like the electron is also made of energies. And the energies is not just one unitary. It's like spread. Spread means multiple parts. So this is how we see the emptiness of all phenomena, not only the person. Okay, so these two. And then finally, who said it? Drishti, you said it. What did you say? Which one? Page number, verse number, page number first. 217, tell me, it doesn't matter. But just read it. No, this I already read it. You said something else. Who said it? Huh? No? Somebody said it. Okay, it doesn't matter. Huh? What verse? No. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, page 217, second verse. Since there is no phenomenon that is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Which means everything is dependent originated, therefore everything is empty of objective existence. Everything is empty of independent existence. Okay, these are the verses that you can use for your practice. And if you have more questions on emptiness, I'll be happy to entertain in the third session. Okay, now we will wind up with the so auspicious indication for the emptiness. Just open up the Heart Sutra. Heart Sutra, which page? 30, 31, 29, 29, page 29, page 29. And you see there's one section which reads, form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than. Do you see that? Those of you do not see that, raise hands. Who could not see that? Okay, we have all seen that. Good. So this is a very important passage. So the Buddha taught the emptiness. The volumes of Buddha taught in emptiness is huge volumes. In Tibetan translations from Sanskrit, only the translations, not the full what the Buddha taught. Even the translations in Tibetan, we see that minimum they are like 12 huge volumes plus 6 huge volumes plus 1 huge volumes, and then many smaller sections are there. Huge volumes over there taught on emptiness by the Buddha. Of this Heart Sutra, how long is this Heart Sutra? It's very short. It's the essence, it's heart of all the volumes of teachings of emptiness given by the Buddha. Is the essence, the heart of all the teachings on emptiness. And from this heart, the quintessential of which is the form is empty. Empty is the form. Empty is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. This passage is the quintessence of all the teachings of the Buddha. You getting it? Okay. So in other words, every phenomenon has two truths. Every phenomenon has two truths: conventional truth and ultimate truth. And if you want to make, if I may make it more complicated, if the ultimate truth also has two truths, ultimate truth with ultimate, conventional truth with ultimate. If the conventional truth also has two truths, ultimate truth of conventional truth and conventional truth of conventional truth. You getting it? Okay. But for you, for information, that during the third class afternoon, for the question answers, come prepared your questions. Come prepared with the questions. Don't just wait till somebody says, oh yeah, I have a follow-up question. Don't bring up the follow-up questions. You getting it? Come up with your own questions. I'm not going to edit in follow-up questions. I'm going to edit only your real questions, well prepared ahead of time. If possible, note it down, put it on my table. If not, at least ask the questions prepared. You're getting it? Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Okay, he asked, I have a follow-up question. Don't bring the follow-up questions. This is very important. So therefore, why we are not doing the soul offering in detail is to give time for the question answers. And question answers may not necessarily be on emptiness. If emptiness is well and good, Bodhicitta, emptiness, otherwise as well, related to Dharma, related to Buddhist concepts, modern science, anything, just bring them up. It doesn't mean that I'm the one who has the ultimate answers. It is that for us, the questions should not be suppressed. Questions should not be suppressed. Questions are so important. With the questions, you take the questions with you, and then let your mind. Usually, what I do is that if I have a talk, for example, after this, I have a talk in another place, say, I ask the secretary, what's the topic of the talk? You getting it? What's the topic of the talk? I listen to the topic of the talk, and then I don't put any effort. Then I do my other things. So meanwhile, my brain and my mind keeps operating. You're getting it? Keeps up. For example, like if you put the electric kettle on to boil the water, then meanwhile you do something else. Yes? How many do that? Multitasking. Yes. You do that. It's very strange how the mind works. Then coming back, your talk is ready. You're getting it? So whereas if I don't listen to what the topic is, then the last minute I'm there. What's the topic? Oh, then the talk is going to be horrible. Whereas if I listen to the topic already ahead of time, 1 hour ahead, and then I do any other things, meanwhile my mind is processing. You getting it? Yes. Of course, more than possible. Okay, how many are leaving afternoon? By afternoon, you'll not be here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how many of you will not be here for the second session? Second session, you all will be here. Okay, then one possibility would be, okay, let me say, as your name, as Liv said, if you have questions, write them down. Even if you cannot stay for the class, it's fine. And then recording is done. There's Venerable is doing the recording, and you can all of us. You can request the recording from Venerable. He gives a link, and then you can listen to these recordings. Good, that's possible. Sure. Okay. So this is about question answers. The best would be if your questions are written and come on the table, because some people, they ask questions which are more like follow-ups, which means that they're lazy. They do not prepare their own questions. Then they then waste a lot of time because you are not, prepared. Okay. Next continuation from the Bodhicitta. Where did we leave? Bodhicitta, where did we leave? The method of equalizing and exchanging the self for others. We already did the step 1, 2, 3. Right? Step 1. What is step 1? Equalizing self and others. What is step 2? Reflect on the merits of cherishing oneself. What is step 3? Reflect on merits of cherishing others. We're done with these 3 steps. Good. Step 4 and 5. If we succeed in the first 3 steps, step 4 and 5 are going to be extremely joyous practices. If we miss the step 1 to 3, step 4 and 5 can be like a burden for us. Burnout and problem. You'll feel the trouble, burnout. And there's a danger that you may quit the Dharma practice altogether because of burnout. So whereas if you succeed in step 1, 2, 3, step 4 and 5, they're extremely beautiful practices, let alone no room for burnout. You feel that this is actually a savior for me, safe heaven for me. It's so precious. Okay. So in other words, the more we think about benefit of cherishing others, the more we think about the demerits of cherishing oneself, the more the angry you feel towards the selfishness, the more joy that you feel towards other cherishing. This is so important. So with this in mind, I'd like to share with you 2 points. One is that how vicious if I may use this word, vicious. How vicious, how malicious this self-centered attitude is. How much it destroys, how destructive this self-centered attitude is for us. 2 points. One, all our miseries arise from where? What's the immediate cause of miseries? Are you operating on the basis of the what? Like a tape recorder? Right? Self-grasping ignorance, self-grasping ignorance. What was my question? Huh? What is the immediate cause of miseries? What is the immediate cause of miseries? Anyone? Okay, Manish. Very good. Thank you. Manish, you made my day. Everybody's saying self-centered, self-grasping, self-grasping. What is this? We told 5 points. Miseries. What's the immediate cause of miseries? Contaminate karmas. Hey. And in this class, I said it already. Distinction between immediate cause and root cause. I said it here in this class. You're getting it? Again, what's the immediate cause? Self-grasping ignorance. What is this? It's just so like we are meeting again after 10 years. After 2 years, not after 20 years. After 2 years we're meeting, right? What happened? Or you are, say, what is that? You're oversaturated? Oversaturated with this, what you have learned? Right? Too much material to learn, remember, right? Okay. So what is the immediate cause of miseries? Contaminated karmas. Okay, so looking at Manish is so like Manish is on day one, so fresh. Look at Manish, you'll feel fresh. Huh? Look at Manish, you'll feel so fresh. Okay, so contaminated karmas, you getting it? Okay. Now, who did the contaminated karmas? Huh? Afflictions. Who did it? Okay, I'll tell you a story. Right? I think now better tell stories, that's better. All right. Okay. The Buddha told the monks, right? Sometimes how the so look, Buddha is fully enlightened, lucky, right? Buddha is the Buddha's intelligence is just amazing, perfection, right? If it's not perfection, I would say that for sure Buddha must have gone through a lot of headaches, because of course there are so many devotees, his followers, students, monks, and the monks, they were cutting the vegetations. But no, don't cut the vegetations. You getting it? Don't cut the vegetations. The vegetations, they are the abode, the place for the insects, the worms. Why are you destroying this life unnecessarily, right? Then what happened? That the burglars, they came to know that, oh, Buddha made a rule. Buddha made a rule to the monks that they are not allowed to cut the vegetations. So some of the monks, they are heavily built, very strong, and the burglars may be very slim, right? So the burglars, what they did was that they where the monks were closer by the grass, then the burglars, they tie the monk's hand with the grass. So the monks, they could not, they are very strong. They can easily break it, easily grab you and throw you. But because the hands were tied by the grass, right? So the Buddha said, no, don't cut the vegetations, right? So the monks, they remain like this. And the burglars, they stole, they did everything, whatever. Then they very comfortably they left. And the matter was reported to Buddha, right? Buddha, And the Buddha says, oh no, why should you have to sit like this? Right? When the beggar's coming, you have to protect yourself. Right? Again, the Buddha has to modify A, B, C, D. Then one time, the 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 method was reported to Buddha about the burglars breaking in the monastery. Then the Buddha said, you scare the burglars, right? Scare the burglars by throwing the the gong, not like this gong, it's a wooden gong, like a wooden log. Then use this as a gong. They hit it with the another piece of wood. It makes a sound to call the monks, the monastics for the congregation. You scare them, they scare the burglars, they scare the thieves by throwing the gong. And then one day a poor thief came, right? And the monk threw this gong on the thief. The thief was killed. And the matter was reported to Buddha. And was, who told you to throw throw this wooden log on the thief? I said, scare the thief. Right? It's not scaring, it's killing the thief. So you just throw it close by him. Right? All the small details the Buddha has to teach. You're getting it? Right? So the moment I switch the question, right, your mind doesn't switch. Your mind remains very stick to this. Right? So what is my question? Who accumulated this contaminant karmas? I can say afflictions. Right? What's the immediate cause of what immediate cause of contaminant karmas? You can say afflictions. Who did this? Right? The person. You can say the person. You're getting it? You can say the person. Okay. You can say the person. Who did it? I did it. The person did it. You did it. I did it. Okay. What made you to do it? Right? For example, let's say, what made you do it? For example, let's say that what I'm doing, what made me to do this? Because of my desire to drink it. Why I'm desire to drink it? Because of my I'm thirsty. You're getting it? So you look at this chain of the reasons. So we see that what made us to accumulate in the negative karmas is because of the selfishness is there. Selfishness is there. You're getting it? So our selfishness. So initially the karma was triggered by the selfishness complemented by self-grasping ignorance. It is like the arrows. So when you feel the pain, it is like the arrow hit you. Right? You agree? It's like the arrow hitting you, you feel the pain. All the miseries that we go through, they are like the experience of pain because of the arrow hitting you. And what is that arrow? What are these arrows? Arrows are the negative karmas. They hit you, miseries. You're getting it? So who shot this arrow? First, who prepared this arrow? Self-grasping ignorance prepared the arrow. Who shot the arrow? Self-centered attitude shot the arrow. You getting it? Self-grasping ignorance prepared the arrow and gave it to you. A self-centered attitude picked this up and then shot it. Right? In other words, the one who prepared the arrow and one who shot the arrow, these two are responsible for the arrow hitting you now. Yes? So this initially, the arrow was shot by the self-centered attitude, arrow which was prepared by self-grasping ignorance. So initially, the self-grasping and self-centered they are so vicious in ways of initially creating the negative karma, making you to create negative karma. Then when the arrow actually hits you, how should you stop the arrow? Huh? By the shield. You have to use the shield, right? And what's the shield? Arrow of the arrow, the shields, the two best shield is same. If your house somebody just just put the pencil randomly, a sketch in the wall of your house, what do you feel? You'll feel very upset. You're getting it? When you feel upset, you are happy or not happy? Victoria, happy, not happy? Not happy, right? Not happy. When you feel the unhappiness, there's an element of selfishness and self-grasping ignorance acting on this. Whereas for the mother, the child just sketches the wall. In the eyes of the mother, unhappiness is not there. It's a beautiful painting of the child. So what made the mother not to feel the pain? Huh? Because of the love, because of unconditional love, because of this love. So although let's say somebody sketching your wall, clean wall, and making it dirty, of course you should feel pain. But why the mother is not feeling the pain is because the mother has a shield of the love and affection, that the pain is not felt. You getting it? And then they say in the dream, somebody comes to, a ghost comes to attack you. You wake up. In the dream, there's so much of fear. You wake up, the fear dissolves. Why waking up the fear dissolves? Because waking up you put on the shield. What shield? The shield of realizing the dream as dream. You're getting it? Realizing the dream as empty of being real. That is a shield. So we require these two shields for the negative karma. Which two shields? Hey, a shield of the compassion, the highest of which is Bodhicitta. Shield of the wisdom, the highest of which is create the arrow, self-grasping ignorance. You getting it? So initially, self-grasping ignorance, self-centered, they are responsible for the initial trigger of the arrow. Then at the end, that the arrow actually hits you and you are injured. At the end, again, who is responsible in removing the shield? Again, the self-centered attitude and self-grasping ignorance. These two remove the shield. So these two things, self-centered attitude and self-grasping ignorance, these two are so vicious in ways of triggering the arrow, and in ways of, at the end, for you to actually experience the pain. Again, because of these two. If these two are not there, even if the arrow is shot, don't have no problem. We don't have to have any fear, because the shield of compassion, bodhicitta, and the wisdom emptiness, you will not feel the pain. Okay, so from looking at this, we see that the self-grasping and self-centered, they're extremely vicious. Finally, if ever we go through mental pains, if ever we go through any form of mental pain, even if in the conventional sense it is not your mistake, still we feel the pain. You're getting it? There's the element of self-centered attitude. It's not about what is okay, tell me. Say that somebody abuses you for no reason. Conventionally speaking, somebody abuses you for no reason, and you feel the pain. You feel so upset, pain. So with this conventional speaking, people say that you have to sue this person. You have to take the matter to the court, right? Because that person is abusing you. Okay, so and then this one. Another one is that no, funny, you are feeling the pain. Why you are taking this person to court is because of the pain, right? Get rid of the pain. Get rid of the pain by the practice of compassion. If you can succeed, the pain is gone. Which is more important? Which is better for you? Hey, which of the situation is better? That you're able to take the person to the court and let the person suffer, and or that your pain is gone by the practice of compassion and wisdom and emptiness. Which is better? Pain is gone. So that is when you're not angry. When you're not angry, right, that's better. When you're angry, you lose a sense of judgment. You lose a sense of sanity. Then we said, no, I must teach a lesson to this person. And then we can look for all kind of excuses, like what? Otherwise, he's accumulating negative karma, right? Actually, it's your anger, right? And you look for excuse. That particular, like Dharma teacher comes, no, I have to teach him a lesson. No, if somebody who is not the Dharma related person comes, I have to teach him a lesson, right? Otherwise, he will repeat the same thing. Actually, it's your anger telling you, right? And then when the Dhamma teacher comes or Dhamma practitioner comes, you say, no, he's accumulating negative karma. I should have to stop him from negative karma. So therefore, he should, to stop this, he will not listen to me unless he goes to a court, right? So actually, it's your anger. without the anger. Finally, even if you take the person to the court, still the pain is there. Yes? The pain can be invigorated by the anger. You're getting it? Whereas finally, why you are taking this person to court? Because of the pain. And yet, on the contrary, this is irony. Because of the pain, you are taking the person to the court, and taking the person to court does not remove the pain. Pain multiplies. This is irony. And it does not help. But as practice compassion, wisdom emptiness, pain goes away. And if the person really nasty, has to take, unless the person will change only by taking to the court, never surrender to the anger. You can take the person to court or do something that the person does not repeat the mistake, but no excuse for your anger to arise. You're getting it? You can take these steps, these measures, but not out of anger. For sure, not out of anger. Okay. So with these thoughts, if ever in a life, when you go through difficulties, like loss of near and dear ones and so forth, we feel the pain. When you feel the pain, instantly, if the blame goes to your self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance, this is the mark of your success of your Dharma practice. You're getting it? Whether you're monastic or whether you're non-monastic, it doesn't matter. If you succeed in this, whether you feel the pain for whatever reason, earthquake, you feel the scare, the fear, again, look, my self-centered, self-grasping, this to act on me, right? If instantly, spontaneously, if the blame goes towards inside, this is a mark of your being a successful Dharma practitioner. If this does not happen, if the blame goes to earthquake, if the blame goes towards why our government is not warning us, giving the warning that the seismological department, why they are not giving us a warning, now the earthquake is there, why not, right? And then they say, you don't get you say, actually you have some problem with why the tea is not good, right? You blame the tea, you blame this, you blame your husband, you blame your wife, you blame your children, you blame your parents, particularly you blame your mother for everything, right? When that happens, why you're blaming others? Blaming others because you're not happy. By blaming others, if your unhappiness goes away, do it. Do it. But on the contrary, by blaming others, instead of the pain going away, the pain will multiply. It will be fastered. You're getting it? So therefore, this is how we need to reflect on. And with this, if you succeed, that when the problems happen, even if somebody abuses you, and I feel the pain, the person abuses you doesn't mean that I should feel pain. Pain is because of the self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance. The person abuses me, that's the issue with that person. If the need be, I will take the person to the court. I'll bring the person to the proper judgment, whatever. That I'll do. But then I felt the pain because of selfishness, self-centered attitude. The moment the blame goes to this self-centered self-group, the blame should not go to the self. Don't forget it. The blame should not go to the self. Blame should go to the self-centered attitude. There's nothing wrong with you. You are extremely important. Don't forget it. Many people mix up the two things. Oh, I'm so bad. I learned from Tushita. Don't know. From what? From Root Institute. Blame should go to me. I did not say this. You getting it? I said blame should go to your self-centered attitude and self-grasping ignorance, not to you. You are very important because you are going to become Buddha. You can become a Buddha. You can protect all the beings. You are so important. What's the problem? This problem of the self-centered attitude. This is not your true nature. Discard these what is adventitious nature, which troubles you and which troubles others. Discard this. It's their problem. It's not your problem. You are extremely important. Never ever hate yourself. Never ever blame yourself. You're getting it? You are extremely important. If you blame yourself, this is the greatest of the failure. Nobody can fail you. Only you can fail you. How? When you say that I hate myself, finish. Nobody can save you. So, no matter what happens, never ever hate yourself. Be kind to yourself. Always, always be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. Never ever hate yourself. If at all you have to hate somebody, hate this self-centered attitude and self-grasping ignorance. These two are your visitors. These two are not you. These two are your the very vicious visitors. Get rid of these two visitors and your true nature will manifest. That is when you are the most important person. You are the one in whom everybody can take a refuge. You're so important. Okay, so interestingly, what happens is that with this practice, when you go through some difficulties or pains, the instant the blame goes to the self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance is very funny. Look, this uneasy feeling will instantly disappear. That's amazing. The blame goes to the self-centered, self-grasping ignorance. Instantly, the uneasy feeling will disappear. You feel so light. That's amazing. Beautiful. Just try this. Practice this. It's amazing. Okay. So, having said this, then you succeed in step 1, 2, 3. Then step 4 and 5. These two are so beautiful practices. Okay, we'll come back at 11:30. Eyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. 3 prostrations together.